There's not a happier man on the planet right now than me. I finally did it. It's here. And if I can get it in there and save you the drive, if that's what, you know, if that's what works for you, I can do that. If you're willing.
You call it, I don't care.
Well, then if you don't care, come on down to Tallahassee. Let's hang out tonight. At least for a cold beer. How's that sound?
I can do that.
All right.
I can do that.
All right, fam.
I'll leave here in just a few minutes.
And we
that way.
put this thing right inside. You said, right?
Oh yeah. Just back it right inside.
Unbelievable. I can't believe I'm gonna finally be at the building that this car was bought at. Unbelievable.
Okay.
This is crazy stuff. Where the building stands that was the original selling dealership for the F-85 W-31 we have, Courtesy Oldsmobile was located at 1451 South Monroe. This here is South Monroe. We've made a great contact with the original building's owner. We've made a great contact with the owner of the building that was the dealership, Mr. Mike Wester. And Mike has been leaps and bounds ahead of what I would have ever expected in the way of accommodations and all kinds of work to allow us to visit the building. And guess where the OG is going to be tonight, guys? We're going to park the trailer and the car in the building tonight, because tomorrow the original owner is coming to the building where he bought that car 55 years ago to the day. April 1st of 69 he bought this car, and we're going to be meeting him, and he's going to be seeing this car on April 1st of 2024. That, my friends, starts a very intense week of documenting the history of our W-31 and its owners. So hang in for this one. We're gonna really bring you along tomorrow and the following few days with as much as we can, as much as you can stomach. This is the beginning of the big trip. Pretty intense for me, because for years and years and years I've been dreaming of reuniting this car with the building that it came from. And here it is. There it is, guys. The blue and gray building. The blue and gray building is 1451 South Monroe Street. This was Courtesy Oldsmobile. This was Courtesy Oldsmobile back in the 60s. The early 70s, the owners of the dealership built their own building. They were leasing this building. And right in that door is where we're going to be parking this trailer for the night. I can't believe we talked on the phone not a couple months ago. Yeah. We put this thing together.
Yeah.
You know?
That's amazing. I remembered you calling me years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. About 7, 8 years ago.
It could be.
I've been retired 5 years, but.
Well, you were not retired at the time, because remember, I called and spoke to one of your secretaries.
I was here for 50 years.
50.
I don't want to leave it at a restaurant parking lot or nothing, you know.
Right. Oh my gosh, I'm walking in. Would this have been the front door to Courtesy Oldsmobile?
Yep.
So this most likely.
And I built all these offices, and he's tearing it down.
So this would have been the showroom.
Yeah, one of them. And that wall over there is actually a door that opens up. I'll show you when we. There's a lift there, another one over there, and a couple over there that we just covered up when I took it over. And I built that.
These are in the ground lifts, yes.
Yeah. See the controls over there behind that rack?
Yep.
I'm sorry it's such a mess.
Look, I'm lucky it's still standing.
Yeah.
Much less be able to get in touch with somebody who owns it, who's as understanding and accommodating as you.
Well, this thing's gonna be standing when me and you long gone. This thing was built by the Army Corps of Engineers in 1936. I live in the trailer.
You leave it in the trailer?
It was me.
Yeah, okay, fine. That's what I'm doing then.
I mean, I ain't got to see it tonight. I'll see it tomorrow.
Are there any additions on this building from its original footprint?
That was.
This is an addition?
Yeah.
So this is the original exterior wall, they cut this out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This was our, I kept inventory and,
I'm in shock that I'm here. I'm sorry.
he's gonna knock all these out. See, between these columns, he's knocking all, it's gonna be a sports bar is what it's
You were
gonna
saying
be.
that, yeah.
He's gonna knock all these walls out, leave the columns, and this is gonna be their patio area. All this out here. Over here too.
So this roof, this is coming off.
Everything but the roof. The roof stays.
So it's gonna be like a pavilion kind of.
Yeah, none of these, like these walls here.
They're not load bearing.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Right.
And then I'll show you, we got all this space out here.
I was only ever able to Google Earth the place.
It's a big old building.
Do you remember this when it was courtesy Oldsmobile?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I remember it before that. Yeah, I came in here.
It was a what? Bratton something. It was a.
The Ford place on
The Ford, and there was a Mack dealer or something years ago in the 40s.
I don't know about the Mac.
Okay.
I was born in '52, but I come in here in the early '60s, and right up there by that little door, there was an old Coke machine that you put a nickel in, pull the handle down. I was with my grandfather, and I remember doing that.
Yeah. I managed a repair shop that was built in 1936, and it was a dome roof building like this. And it started out as a Ford dealership, became a Buick dealership. And the daughter of the original owner had the Coke machine.
Mm-hmm.
And when we restored the building and got the showroom back up and open, she said, you know what, I'd like to loan you this Coke machine. So she did, and we had the Coke machine back in the original showroom where it was. It was a great, neighborhood thing. You can't have it. You can look at it. I might even let him drive it.
Lead him on though.
Lead him on. Yeah.
He probably told you. I think they got 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, he did. He was. Yeah.
He's carpool. He don't need
Yeah,
one. He's probably got 70, 80, 100 of them now.
I can't wait to meet him.
It'd be a treat if you got to go down and see what he's got.
I think we might. Hopefully we're gonna pull this out of the trailer.
I'll get his ass up here if I have to go get him.
He gave me a thumbs up emoji. From
Thir-
my house to
13,
your.
1,500 miles?
No.
13?
Oh, it's every bit of 1,200 from my house to here.
Yep.
But so what I did is I left my house. I drove about 5 hours.
So you did it good. You broke it up.
Yeah, I drove.
Scott and I drove it straight.
Oh, I used to drive it straight. When we had the house in Palm Coast, we'd rip it straight. Boy, I have to tell you what, this is not soaked in yet. This is my trailer with my car in it, in the building that it came from. This is just off the charts for me. A lot of you guys are car fans. A lot of you guys are hot rod fans. But
Lucky I'm a car guy.
this guy Mike Wester here, he owns this building. He's a car guy. And I'll tell you what, without him, this car would be, I don't know what, getting stripped tonight. Yeah, so over here would have been the showroom. And we're gonna do more of this tomorrow morning. But I just cannot leave here tonight. I cannot leave here tonight without walking in the showroom one more time. This is just amazing to me. And when Jeff gets here tomorrow, he's gonna be able to show off some stuff. Tell us what he remembers about where things were, but man, oh man, if I could spend the night here tonight, I would. This is amazing. You got to be a car guy, you got to be a history buff, you got to be all kinds of stuff on top of being a weirdo. It makes it a lot easier when you're weird. All right, tomorrow we'll shoot some more. We've been in the truck a lot today. Time to call it a night. It's 5 o'clock in the morning on April 1st of 2024. On April 1st of 1969, my F-85 W-31 was bought brand new right down the road here in Tallahassee. I'm whispering because a lot of people have their windows open here at the hotel. We had an incredible night last night. We met up with the guy, Mike Wester. He owns the building that was the dealership. He met us there. Joe and I put the trailer in the car in the building last night. He gave us a tour of the building. I have a key to the dealership building. What is going on? For 36 years I've had this car. For 36 years I wanted to see this building. And in a matter of a 45-minute meeting, I was given a key to the front door to that building so I can get access to the car early this morning. We had a nice dinner last night. Rich and his brother Ken, Rich, the guy I bought the car from. And we're gonna meet Jeff, the very original owner of this car. We're gonna meet him this morning, along with a bunch of other people. It's supposed to be a good little party. So I'm gonna get some stuff out of the truck so I can get prepped and all pretty. And go over there and play with my Oldsmobile in the building that was an Oldsmobile dealer. My head is kind of spinning. For some people, this might not mean much, but for me, it's kind of over the top. I mean, it's getting up there. So let me get myself together. We'll get down to the building, and maybe we're gonna do a nice little quiet tour of the building. Cool stuff, guys. Yeah, we're just heading to the shop. You know, I gotta go to the shop. Shop opened up, get the trailer hooked up.
Set up with the key. No, I gotta keep going straight.
All right, I'm going this way.
Oh, yeah.
I probably could go that way and come out on Jennings.
Maybe. Back roads. There it is.
There's our building. There is our building. Wow, why did it downshift so hard there? Yeah, we're here. We're in our shop. This is what we do. To prove how much of a geek I am, I couldn't sleep last night because I'm so excited to be at this location on the planet Earth. This is exactly the location 55 years ago today. It's just amazing to me that we pulled this off. And here I am. And we'll insert some pictures of some Oldsmobiles that we know of that were lined up here. 1965, I think, is the newest photograph I've been able to find that had Oldsmobiles at this dealership. And it might have even said in the windows here, I think October, you know, come look at the 1966 models coming in October. So this certainly would have been a different scene all around here in Tallahassee, Florida. But nonetheless, the building is still standing. I think Mike told us that it was built by the Army Corps of Engineers. I'm not quite sure why, but the Army Corps of Engineers would have built this building sometime in the 30s. I think he said 36 last night. So let's do something pretty cool. We're gonna take this here key that Mike gave me. That's right. We have a key to the place, like we own it. And look what I'm doing. I'm unlocking the door to the building that was courtesy Oldsmobile. Oh my gosh, Joe, we're in and we're here all by ourselves. This would have been the showroom for courtesy Oldsmobile. This is the kind of stuff that I know I watch on YouTube nonstop. I don't know if there's still power in here. Hello. This would have been maybe a, oh, sweet, Joe. This would have been the showroom because out there is South Monroe Street. This would have been all wide open. Mike admits to making offices in here. These offices did not exist. These were all showroom. These were showroom windows. Holy mackerel. These were showroom windows. There would have been cars in here. It has not been an Oldsmobile dealership since the early 70s. We might turn some lights on and take some pictures from outside, maybe, if that helps. So this would have all been wide open space. Yep. I think he said this was his office. This is the corner of the building. Now, Jeff, the original owner, said that the car was on a display ramp on the corner, and I believe he meant on the corner of the intersecting road next door, not the corner of the lot that the building sits on. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable to me. So this is where Oldsmobiles would have been. Did we turn these lights on?
No.
Obviously, there's sales offices and there's sales managers and salesmen and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not sure the layout in here. Maybe Jeff can enlighten us as to some of the positions of things. I think we've just come right around here. Yeah, we've just come right around into another office with desks. My gosh, if I could, I'd buy this building. Probably a window to the service department. I'm thinking that's the other key. This would have been a doorway. This might have been the service manager's office, maybe. So obviously he had a business with a lot of service trucks. All right, so this would have been the showroom from the office angle. Not quite sure if this would have been here. Possibly, it could have been a receptionist desk or something. Now we're standing in the service department. This would have been near and dear to my heart. This is the service department area. These are obviously some of the bays. I guess these were probably old doors and then blocked up later on in life. There's evidence of in-ground lifts over here that were just kind of left alone. They filled them up. He was obviously in the fire suppression business, hence all the fire extinguishers. But this place is going to become a sports bar. This place is going to forever and never become a dealership again. Or probably, for that matter, become anything automotive related. Unless, of course, I win a real big lotto, and then I will make a deal on this building just for the sake of it. Very reminiscent of the shop that I used to work at. Big dome roof, big steel beams. They're hard to come down, but unfortunately we did lose that building to a fire, and it was gone. Let's do this, Joe. Oh my God, I'm in the attic of the Courtesy Oldsmobile building. Joe, this is a view that you just can't get unless you're up in the attic here, man. I don't know if there's lights up here. You got a flashlight on your phone?
Yeah.
And there we are. We are on the second story. Oh, phone's ringing, I gotta grab it. We're on the second story. But there's a better view of the trailer, and the OG's in there. The car that came out of here is in that box. This is unbelievable. This is a privilege to be here. On sacred ground, 55 years later, it's on the turf of South Monroe Street in Tallahassee, where it all began, April 1st of '69. This is about as big as I can do for everybody. This is it. We're gonna fire it up, put it out front, take some more pictures. Camera's shaking because my hands are shaking. I don't mind telling you. This has been an absolute ton of work and a ton of logistical planning. Joe and I have been busting our humps to get this put together. And man, everybody involved, everybody on board has just been killer. Let's pull it out front. Getting this on video, and that's fast and hard a long time. Not ready for you, right? What do you think? Did you like it then? What is it? There's not a happier man on the planet right now than me. I finally did it. It's here. Jeff? No. Finally meet you. All these years. I got first track me down in the midnight when I called your father. He said, I never called no air conditioning.
This is where the car was sitting on the bottom.
The car was sitting right here.
Ramp.
They had it on a display ramp right here. No kidding. And it was sitting here for a couple weeks? Yeah. You had to have it. You had to have it, and you started all this.
That's right.
This is my brother Joe.
Joe,
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
He does all the editing and uploading on the channel.
I can tell you brothers. Yeah, right.
Yeah, these are the sweet ladies from the newspaper.
Oh, hi there.
Hi,
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
So this is Jeff Leckinger, the original owner of the car.
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
When was the last time you were on this property?
30, 40 years ago.
Well, the owner of the building, he allowed us to put the trailer in the car in the building last night and actually gave us a key. It's gonna become a sports bar. Well, it was Courtesy Oldsmobile, then it was never a dealership again, right?
No.
Yeah. So when they left in 70, I think it was 71, they moved across town and that was it. So there's the original bill of sale on this date, 1969.
Yeah. Where's my father's name?
They put, yeah, I guess it was a small, you took out a small loan to buy it.
Well, yeah, I was working at the phone company. I was working at...
But you were still in high school.
Yeah, I was in high school, and I was walking the phone.
This is Rich, who I bought the car from.
Nice to meet you. I had never met you.
He bought the car in 1971.
Yeah, I had to protect the plate for years, and it was just, had it for a long time. You know, on the streets quite a bit, I gotta be honest with you.
And you had it for 1 year.
I just had it for maybe a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it really was just a cool car. You know? So it's one of those things. But anyway, yeah, I know what you're saying, yo.
Here's the.
Well, apparently he found all the information in the glove box, and that's how he contacted my father.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
But this was back in the days where you had to call information to get a phone number. Right? There was no, I didn't have, because it was before we were married and I didn't have internet.
Right? Oh, yeah.
So I remember just calling, and your father did not remember the car. He said, a car with black interior with no air conditioning? There's no way I bought that car. I said, sir, your name is on it. I'm sorry to upset you. He was getting a little aggravated with me because I was insisting he owned it, and he was insisting, I don't know what you're talking about.
You bought it for his son anyway.
And then he had left it. He had left it there.
Because your father probably got better insurance rates than you would get, too. So that's the kind of game you had to play back then.
Yeah, I was on his policy, I guess.
Yeah. So then,
Where was the car when you bought it here?
that's what he was just explaining. It was parked on the corner.
It was up on one of those ramps.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, were they advertising W-31 or they just...
Some of my friends used to live up the road here, and I was just drove by the house and they was in this neighborhood or whatever back in the day. So, but I never come on this side of town anymore. It's rare.
So they didn't, when you looked at the car, you didn't know what a W-31 was?
No, I had no idea.
You didn't know about the Ram Air stuff? Or any of that stuff?
Like I said, my father wanted me to buy a Firebird, a little 6-cylinder Firebird when Proctor used to be on Tennessee Street and Rose Street.
Yeah.
And went and looked at that, a little silver one, and I said, nah, I don't think so. And I talked him into getting this one.
Now the story that I recall, you told me that he drove it home because you didn't drive a stick.
Right.
And it scared the hell out of him. And he didn't want you driving his car.
No, well, it was my first car, so.
Yeah, it was your very first car, not just your first new car.
No, it was my total first car.
Your total first car.
Wow.
So you learned how to drive a stick on it.
Oh yeah, in the neighborhood for about a month.
So you used to come up this road in this car.
Oh yeah. This is the block. I had to go around the whole block.
Oh, there's Glen Ridge right now.
Yeah. And that's what I do, around the block, around the block.
To learn how to drive stick.
Yeah.
This is the block you used to drive it on.
Yep, drive around the block.
That's a brand new car.
Yeah. There'd be 5 or 6 of us in the car for.
Or your buddies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have buddies and brothers and occasionally chick or two.
Right. No speed bumps back then.
No.
All right, so we'll go around the block. Because your dad was legitimately afraid of you driving it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well, he was an Oldsmobile guy too, so he always had Oldsmobiles. And he got that. I remember he bought that boat tail Riviera then.
Okay.
And I liked that car.
That was smooth.
When I was living in Jacksonville, I mean the seats and everything is so comfortable in that thing.
Yep.
I wish I had that car. He was always an Oldsmobile man. That was the first Buick he ever bought.
Did he regret it or he liked it?
He liked it a lot. But I was surprised he let me take it to Jacksonville a couple times.
So when you got the car home, did you drive it that day?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were just ripping around the neighborhood. Not ripping, you were just driving around the neighborhood, driving this block.
Getting used to the stick shift.
55 years ago on this block. That's crazy. And then at what point did he say, all right, you're good, you can drive it?
I told you as long as a month on that.
Almost a month of it.
I'm pretty sure.
Right. So where were you guys? I think I remember you telling me a story where he was trying to leave a stoplight or something.
Yeah, Lafayette and Magnolia. He pulled on the stoplight there, and he put in first gear, and the light turned green, and all 4 tires came off the ground. And that's when I was following him with my brothers. When we got back to the house, I said, you're not driving this thing.
Every one of us were warned.
When I got the car running after buying it from him, I was 15. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I just put new spark plugs in it, and I got it running. My father had come home from work, and it had the old bias ply tires on it that were on it when he had it. And we lived in a residential neighborhood, you know, there was no through traffic. And my father did the same thing. He took it down the road, and I heard him screaming, "Rah!" Tires railing, comes back, smoke is coming out of the wheels, and he takes the keys like this and tosses them to me. He said, man, that's a cool car. Keep it forever. Buy something else to drive. You're not driving that car. I thought he was joking. And he said, I'm not joking. Don't tell your mother how fast this car runs. If you fight me, it's out of here. Buy something else to drive. I've never driven this car daily, ever. And I think it's because I never drove it daily that it's still here. Because when I was 16, everything I drove clearly was an orange Charger that said 01 on the door. I had no business driving this car daily at 16 years old. And then it comes apart and it goes together and it comes apart and it goes together. And it's part of what I guess has ultimately preserved it. But that's good. I'm glad your dad had the same sentiment that my dad had.
Oh, you had 18.
Yeah, so you had it from 69 to 70, and then you traded in at Tallahassee Ford. And through this tow receipt that I have that describes where it was towed from and brought it to Kendrick Myers Oldsmobile, the beach house, I found the Beach family.
We're going to see him tomorrow.
And the Beach family, his cousin Lou Childers, ERS, Lou Childers is the one who bought it from Tallahassee Ford and got it over to Panama City. From there, when he traded it in on a GTO, it went to a parking lot across from Bay High School in Panama City, where he bought it. And he had it until 88, when I bought it, and that's that.
That's where you still live?
No, I live in Columbia, South Carolina now.
But I was down here. My wife and I owned a house in Palm Coast for 2 years. We lived in it for 2 years. We owned it for more than that.
Right.
And I was just so busy with little kids and starting a business and doing things. It was never a priority for me to get together with you when Tallahassee was, I don't know, down the road from Palm Coast versus New York. Well, we can always look this stuff over.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
This is for you.
Yeah.
For me.
You want to grab a corner, Rich?
Yep, got it.
Brought my checkbook.
You gonna fight?
It's not going to do it, I'm sorry. I said to Joe, what's going to be our answer?
Here's some pictures of it. In 88 and 18. Same place, same pictures.
Jeff, in a moment, I want to introduce you to Mike.
My house goes with the car. And back to another one. So it's all right. It's got bumps and bruises, but you know what? It's still here.
There you go.
So, yeah, you can tell us all about this. It's still there.
This is too, the time you punched it.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right, what'd you say? They come around the car and they started hitting the roof or something?
No, hitting the hood
Yeah.
and the windshield.
Yep. And then you backed up and hit a parked car.
Yep. Well, it wasn't parked. It was moving.
Oh, it was moving.
It was pulling right at me.
Oh,
And that's trying to block me in.
And that's what crushed the corner.
Yep.
There you go. That answers how that all happened. So this was 1969.
Yeah.
So you see how the body line is a little bit different here. And I've left it, this obviously when we painted the car, this was not cracked. The paint is now 29 years old.
Oh.
So it's just starting to come through. So it's just like me, it's showing its scars and it's kind of okay with me at this point, you know? Let me open it up. You got the keys?
Did you expect that?
Pardon?
What did you expect to see this?
Oh, no. Well, Steve's been contacting me for the last quite a few years.
Yeah, there's the remnants of the body work that was there. But they never painted up under here. They never painted the trunk hinges. They just kind of blended it to this line here.
Sure.
And in here you can see a blend line. They replaced the bumper, I would assume.
Yeah.
And probably the tail light.
Well, I had a 442 bumper for it also, because I like the trumpet exhaust.
Yeah, I had that. I never had it on the car.
Yeah.
See, Maynard's garage, when we took it, was only two blocks from here. It's not in well,
Right.
it's Oyster House now.
Yeah. So that's where you took it to have the body work done. Maynard's garage right there. So it's on it.
Well, I don't think it is anymore. It's shut down for a bazillion years.
Oh man.
The door's open. I'll be damned. This is the Oyster Bar.
I got it. Building, huh, Jeff?
This is the building.
That is amazing. This car, I always wondered, you know, what that was all about. Jeff never had Rich never had an accident with it other than that fender that we were on. Amazing, huh? Who would have thought? Who would have thought we'd have it back where it was?
It is crazy, ain't it? Full circle.
Yep. 4/1/69, 4/1/2024. And we just cruised all around. We went to his house when he was a kid. Went to the high school, took pictures. And we're driving by and so we stopped at the body shop. And,
Yeah, I thought this was long gone.
and you're here, so this is perfect. It's a big deal for us to be able to take pictures of the car.
Oh yeah.
In front of these places because we're gonna put it back in the trailer and head west tomorrow. And I'll go back up to New York and it won't be back here. I don't think anytime soon.
I brought my checkbook, you wouldn't be.
We can afford it now, huh?
No sale.
So there's some things that are not the same. There's some things that are not the same.
Well, yeah, I remember you telling me when you got it, it had bucket seats in it.
Rich had put, wherever Rich went, Rich had put bucket seats in it.
Yeah.
But it's originally,
It had bench when I got
originally it's a bench seat car with
Well,
rubber
I
mats.
found that when you were driving it, you skidded on the bench seat, so I put the buckets
That's
in
right.
and you strap in tighter.
I remember.
I remember. Oh yeah. Oh, you slide around a lot. Yeah. And it's got Cutlass upholstery now because when I did the car over. Yeah, when I did the car over, F-85 upholstery wasn't available. Now you can get it. But these door panels are original. The headliner's original. The dash is original.
And then you said the stripes, there wasn't stripes on it when you got it.
Rich had the car repainted because he had an accident.
Yeah, I was no Air Force Base. I was racing the GTO, and you go up and you turn that console, it's like over the hill.
Yep.
Well, I'm on base a week and a half. I didn't know that boat went right. I
This
pressed
is
the hill
cool.
at GTO. He went out one side of the corner, I went out what the guy was. On base.
So because of that, he doesn't have an antenna hole. So I went with that motif and put a radio delete plate in it. Because otherwise, if you have a radio in it, you got to have an antenna. So we know that that's not correct. But this is, a couple things we've upgraded over the years because I know you said it always ran hot.
Yeah, I was always bringing it down here to the shop. The same mechanic would always work on it. I don't remember his name.
No, huh?
But it was cutting out a lot, and it was just wasn't running right.
It's a lot of tuning. It's got a Holly carburetor on it that's been on it since the early 70s that he put on it. I've rebuilt it several times, just recently actually. So what were some of the problems you were having with it? Just cutting out or just stall out?
When it was cutting out, it just bounced up and down.
Okay.
It was like
It never
wasn't
let
getting
go.
gas, right?
I wasn't getting gas.
Oh yeah, you could.
So how many times did you take it in to get work on?
You tell me you can't find the receipts?
No, I don't have.
You have books over there.
Yeah, you would think, but I don't have.
It's funny.
And I have no
about that.
pictures.
Oh.
You haven't found pictures. He hasn't found pictures.
It's funny.
You had that long and you can't find pictures?
Well, my
Well,
mother
my parents
died.
used
My
to work at
sister
Eastman
died.
Kodak too. So
Oh wow.
I just have slides and I went through it a lot.
Yeah, you said you got a slide machine.
Slide.
This thing will launch and a lift.
This is crazy. I gotta
Really
take a
nice.
step back.
And but yeah, so that was one of the problems they had to fix.
Like I said, I only had a little over a year.
I know.
Yeah.
Steve Malaya. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much. I mean, it's false to Joe car, but this is my first car. Yeah. And it's still here, right? And
I used to
Z28.
Yeah, the Z28s were a good run. The Roadrunners eat them alive.
we'll start up.
No.
You want to hear me start it up?
Yeah.
Oh, watch this. Dude, this lead is
This is a small block, Rabbit. Yeah, a lot of fun to drive.
This you need some audio on. My customer.
Now, I never could get a quadrijet to run like this. I tried. I built several quadrijets. No, he had put a tack on it. And what he did, when he put a tack on it, he drilled a hole in it for the steering column. So I had to put another tack in there. You know? Go ahead, you can sit in
Go slide on that seat now.
That is crazy right there. That's crazy. You know?
That picture with everybody that ever owned that.
Nuts. That was the most
That's the original steering wheel?
No, it's original style steering wheel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the same steering wheel to me.
It's an F-85 steering wheel. The original one had crumbled so badly from the sun, you could cut your hands and pieces would break off it.
Really?
Yeah, so it's the same one. It just had to be replaced. You know, it's still an F-85 steering wheel. So the original rubber mat was under the carpeting. Rich had put carpeting in there. And I tried to save it, but it was just so brittle that every time I attempt to move it, clean it, it would just sag. Yeah, I think it's just the heat, but the dash is original. All the glass is original except the windshield. I broke the windshield, getting it ready for paint. I cracked it right up here. So it's got a tinted band windshield, which it did not have originally. And you say it didn't have a remote mirror because he put the remote mirror in.
That's right.
In 71 or 2. Now, it always had these wheels. These rally wheels. So what's interesting is that when you have rally wheels, you're supposed to have these clips that hold the lug nut wrench in place. I installed these clips because they weren't there. So on the bill of sale, you'll see that there was a $130 charge for tires. And I do wonder if this car originally had those wheels or they put them on to make it look better. Because otherwise it would have had body color wheels with little tiny hubcaps. It always had these rally wheels.
Yeah, I know when.
I guess that's what I was saying there.
No, yeah, I had the drag masters on. I had American Racing wheels on.
Now, you know anybody that had
a process of restoration, put it back together. I wanted them from the original years.
That car's long gone, obviously.
So it's
Oh, really? It's kind of part of the reason why we're doing this now. You know, because none of us are getting any older, any younger, any older, any younger. You know?
Yeah.
It's a thing. You want to take it for a ride?
Yeah, sometimes. If you drive, like I said, last time I drove stick shift was a Volkswagen.
Oh, it's been a while.
It's 40-something years.
Wow.
You never forget.
Take it
Never
out.
forget how to drive it.
Can you show us in the building where you remember seeing the car get worked on? We have access to inside the building.
Yeah, it's still there, the only access
Oh,
door.
the first door. You're just going the first door. Yeah, I don't have any receipts for any of that going back to Mike, I'm going to show Jeff inside. There you go.
We probably could have wanted all
Going in like you're buying a brand new Oldsmobile.
So you would always walk in that door.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Well, see, I'd always park over there and go in the side door where the mechanic was.
We'd go right to the mechanic.
Because they never had a car like that, a car that powerful or whatever here. So that's why they keep troubleshooting. different people had to keep looking at it.
So this dealership was not known for performance cars or anything.
No. I think that was the first one they ever sold.
Oh, really? Yeah, so they had a hard time getting it tuned up. Was this counter always here?
Not that I know.
Okay, this might have been done by Mike. He told me that he put all these offices in for his fire business.
Yeah, because I think there was cars in the showroom.
This was all showroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was obviously the door here to the service department.
Right. Yeah, that's the door I always came in.
This door.
The car was always there. They're always working on it right there.
Yeah, huh? Well, that's where it stayed last night. I hope that's not an omen.
It's not leaking, is it?
No, but I don't know what the hell that is. No, that's from the air conditioning of the truck. I had to back the truck in here this morning to get the trailer out.
Say that car don't have air conditioner.
That car's got nothing. How crazy is it that that's where that car would sit, and that just by happenstance is where we parked the trailer last night?
We gotta start playing these numbers. The numbers are just.
I'm ready to just put the car right there and just walk away. So that's it, full circle, 55 years, it's done. I'm walking away.
My truck out there turned 140 when I was pulling up here.
Oh wow.
And then this was all just shot space.
Yep. Well, they had all the lifts and stuff in
Oh,
there.
and where were the lifts?
there's still lifts.
This side or that side?
And that,
Where were the lifts at? Where are they?
I thought there was there. Maybe there wasn't.
Yeah, there's lifts here, I guess, and then
So back then, your waiting area would have been there.
Yeah.
And then could you come out on the floor?
Yeah, I would always walk in here.
Oh, okay.
I'd always walk in this door. I barely went to inside the office. I just walked in back in
This is
here.
more fun to talk to mechanics and everything else.
Did they charge you every time you brought it in, or this was all under warranty?
A lot of it was under warranty still.
Okay.
But they couldn't figure out what was going on while I was skipping and jumping or whatever.
Because it's got a big cam in it, it's supposed to do that. And they didn't know what a W-31 was.
No, think
You
about
think, is it a possibility?
But Oldsmobiles and Buicks were known to be quiet and smooth.
So you got it with this choppy cam, and it was thought to be not correct. Because you expected it to be nice and smooth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it wasn't smooth.
But that was the same. Remember Ford LTDs?
That's
quieter
so-
than a Rolls Royce. You know,
that's
everybody
so
wanted quiet
interesting.
cars, and everything was isolated, and you know you put a nickel on the air
Yeah.
cleaner, and no.
No, this. I mean,
And
I've
it
done a
was-
lot of work to get it to run as
And
smooth
even
as it does.
396s ran smoother.
So I guess they just really, if what you're saying is in fact the case, they didn't have another one of these. They were inexperienced. They had just come out in '68.
Yep.
They weren't very many of those even then. So when it was chugging and bucking and doing all that stuff, it was really working by design. Out of here!
Well,
I'm buying a van. I'm hitting the road.
But Steve,
This thing is a lemon. Now people want a title like that. They put cams in them so they sound, you know, all that kind of noise.
Yeah, you can see little cars underneath the wheels and stuff. It's always loud mufflers and stuff.
Yeah. That is so cool that we're in here. You're in here. It's gonna be a sports bar, and I'm not like that.
That ain't gonna do no good to be out of business no time.
Without him doing this, this would not be possible without Mike saying, "Here's the key to the building. Do what you want to do. See you tomorrow." And that's literally what he did. So we put the truck in, actually not the truck, just the trailer and the car inside of it. So it got to spend the night in its home. And this morning I woke it up. It did what it was supposed to do. And I walked in here nice and early, like an old place. It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
It ain't going nowhere in that thing.
I'll introduce you, Scott. Scott, this is Jeff Beckington, the original owner.
How you doing, Jeff?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yes, sir. It's crazy.
Crazy time. Well, that's when we did the convertible for my daughter, so she could drive it to high school graduation. That's when people would come in the garage and say, "Man, you should be on YouTube. You should do this stuff on YouTube." So I was watching some of his stuff. You did an Oldsmobile.
Yeah, we did a Vista Cruiser. Yeah.
Yeah, that was on the show.
Yeah,
You have that
Yeah,
car.
I have that car. Yeah. It
Okay.
needs. I haven't touched it since the show, so one of the glass was broken, and we're still trying to find that. Just
Okay.
can't find parts.
Its claim to fame is that it's still here. I don't think we're going to be taking this car apart anytime soon.
No, to enjoy it.
You know?
The way it is now is perfect. You can enjoy it. You don't stress out over it.
Right.
The problem with the show car is it's just a stress.
Yeah. And you know what? At this point,
Once you do it,
if it takes you 5 years to do a car, you don't have it for 5 years. And then when it's done, you don't want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I think the logic applies here where it's enough work to maintain it. You know, I just put all new brake hoses in it, packed the wheel bearings and all new fluids and all that stuff. You know, and that's several weekends of work. It's
Such a rare car.
Yeah,
It really is. You know, it's a needle in a haystack.
well, you know, and we're honest about it. You know, the block is not original, the carburetor's not original, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
Because those 255
Hard to
carburetors
find,
are big dollars.
Yeah. Probably about $4 grand, I would imagine.
Well, I think now, you know,
Yeah.
2,500, then you got to rebuild them and plate them.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, I've had a bunch of quadrujets on it. I've built a bunch of quadrujets to W-31 specs. They're just always a
Got
little.
a Holly on it?
It's got a Holly. It's got a Holly spread bore.
Yeah.
You know, mechanical secondary. And it's been on it. Rich put it on it in the early 70s.
Runs good.
Starts up like it does.
Yeah.
You know, the secondaries are a little aggressive, so it'll bark the tires if you.
When you get,
Because it's in. I mean, obviously, I like that kind of the fact that the motor's looking a little bit used because it's been in the car for 40 years.
Sure.
I did the seats 28 years ago, but they didn't offer F-85 upholstery then. So it just says headliner's original. See where I put my shoulder to?
Man.
Dash is original.
The original headliner when you were driving.
Original sun visors.
Yeah.
Original door panels.
Yeah. Door panels.
Door panels are original. The shifter's original. The shifter boot is original. Yeah. So that, you know,
Now,
it's
were you looking for this car when you were to buy it? Is this the way you wanted, or did you see it and like it?
Just saw it like
Okay.
It would be a cool car to have as your first car.
Tell Steve they want.
Do you remember what they gave you for it on a trade-in?
No, I have no idea. I thought it was about 28.
Oh, so okay. So that's good money. You only paid $33 for it.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I paid that much.
Yeah, the bill of sales over
I know,
there.
I saw
think it
it.
was $3,300 out the door, which is exactly what I paid Rich for the car.
I saw
it was
that.
$3,300.
I said, whoa.
You thought that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have guessed that.
No, I thought, like I said, originally I thought I only paid like 25.
So, and I know I've asked you, and I'll ask you again. When you traded it in at the Ford dealer, that was it. You never saw it again.
Well, it was up there Ford place a long time.
Well, that would make sense because that's where Lou bought it.
Oh yeah.
So obviously it had to, you know, had to have time for him to see it there, and you know,
Yeah, it was up there a long time.
nobody wanted it.
That's when I said I got the Ford Supervan.
The Ford Supervan.
Had the motor up front.
Yep.
That was the first year.
Yeah.
And that's when
You went from this car to a Ford van,
and yeah.
and you were happy about
And
it.
I put 100-some thousand miles in 1 year on the van.
Drove all around. Look, this couldn't have gone any better. This day could not have gone any better.
Well, that's not the original battery.
No, I had to replace it because the original mat was just so decayed, and it's not even supposed to be green. It's what they sell now. It's just like a black. It was black felt.
Yeah.
And it was there, but believe it or not, a bottle of chrome polish or something had spilled, and it like glued itself to the trunk floor. So I peeled it up and shredded it. But that, you know, that's never been rotted. That's all. It's just the way you had it.
Yeah.
You know, and you did nothing in the way of modifications.
No.
This was
I could afford it.
right. Yeah.
All the other repairs.
Yeah. Well, the second owner, Lou, he admits to putting, you know, like Dragmaster wheels on it, and he had some chrome doodads under the hood, and and I said, well, hang on a second. So I go to the trailer and I get this, and he just said to me, where'd you get that? I said, well, when I bought the car, it was on it. Rich had it on it. But Lou, the second owner, said that the shifter handle was on the car, and he said, I know it had it. Maybe I put it on, I don't remember, but I know that car had a T-shifter. And your brother remembers you maybe putting a T-shifter on it.
That's probably the only thing I ever did.
This one, I bought another one. It says black. It's got black around it, but they're different now. They're finished a little differently. This is an original one. And to answer your question, yes. Where did I get it? It came with the car. And this is like one of the original, very original clamps that hold the hoses to the air conditioner. So I don't know. Hold it. Maybe some memories will come back. Bad juju, good juju?
Thank you.
Thank you. Feel like you had that in there?
Maybe.
Yeah, huh?
Well, you can remember something. You can't remember every damn thing.
I understand. That's been through, you know, a handful of kids. You know what I mean? You were a kid, he was a kid, I was a kid. I mean, it was every opportunity for this car to be on its lid somewhere in a ditch. You know? How'd you do against that 442 in town?
Even.
Really?
Most of the time.
Yeah. He would beat you?
Yeah. Sometimes, like I said.
Yeah.
But there weren't too many that could.
Right. Yeah, no, it runs. It runs pretty good. On the street, it's a lot of fun. On the track, I mean, a brand new minivan is faster nowadays. You know what I mean? You just drove it around, and anything that had to be done, you had to pay to have it done.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and then from that was it. And you know, he always worked on it, and I obviously this is all me. This is what's taken me all these years to.
This thing was a good straight line car, but man, cornering
Would make it
So that's when it got the radials, and that's when it got all the, you know, getting into the bigger
It does behave better than it did for you guys because it's got some polyurethane bushings in it, radial tires, and you know it's a little bit more drivable.
I consider it a privilege to meet you.
Really?
You're like a celebrity, man.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you're the man.
You're the original guy. We found the original guy. And that's Steve. That was the
Yeah. Oh, the original guy on the ground where he bought it 55 years ago.
On April Fool's Day.
On April Fool's Day. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
You know?
I thought it was a joke.
Well, me coming down or your dad saying you can't drive it?
Both.
Well, I tell you, I said to Joe, we were planning this trip way back, originally lining up all you guys. Unfortunately, Lou has passed, but his cousin's still around. And I said when we were planning it, if it's meant to be, it'll all fall into place. And if it's not meant to be, we'll get opposition and people won't have the day, you know, the day after Easter, who wants to be bothered. And the big key was getting a hold of Mike and him answering the phone and just saying, yeah, this is a crazy plan, but I'm all in. So that was really, without him, how did I know that wasn't a business issue? It would have been Monday and they would say, no, you can't come here and take over our parking lot. Have a car cruise on a Monday morning after Easter at a dealership building that's going to be a sports bar? Crazy guy, get out of here. Past Panama City.
That's when you could go through Destin. I used to take my mom over there every other weekend. She used to play pinochle with this couple that used to live in Tallahassee. They were good friends with us. So that was about the farthest I ever took it was Fort Walton. And that's out there, that's going toward Pensacola.
Okay. How long of a drive would that be?
Well, and that car was only taking us an hour.
Oh, yeah.
I was doing 120 through Destin with my mom in the car and my three brothers in the back seat.
Had it wound right up.
There was Destin was nothing. I mean, there was like one gas station, one motel, and that was it.
You just tear through.
Now it's a bumper to bumper.
We're going to go to Panama City. I guess we might. I don't know how we're getting there.
Destin's a lot more crowded than Panama City.
Destin's more crowded.
Yeah. There was no. Panama City was kind of crowded back in the day, but we used to do the bypass around Panama City, and then just go through Destin, and Destin was nothing. It was just a straightaway.
You just rip through there. See, that's what I had. That's proof that I had the 342 gears in. And I took those gears out because we were going drag racing, and the gears started making a little bit of a whining noise because they were just worn, you know. And I put these gears in it, which make it more well behaved around town. It takes off a lot nicer and smoother. The 342s, it was always kind of chugging to get moving, you know. But when I would drag race it with those gears, I'd be doing 100 miles an hour and top into third gear. I had a whole nother gear, and the thing would just flat out haul on the top end. It was too fast. I mean, you should not have been doing 120 miles an hour on bias ply tires back then, but that's what you did.
I hear you.
You know, that was the driving days, you know.
Yeah, because I remember you calling me up one time and asked me to have stripes in the hood. I said, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you something about a radio, speakers in the back. I said, nah.
Yeah, I think Rich may have put the speakers in the back.
I know I didn't.
Yeah. That's this guy. sitting in the driver's seat. 36 years old now. There I am drag racing. So it's been through it, but you know, again, I was probably 18 or 19 here. More drag racing pictures. So
you've always worked on vehicles then?
Yeah, since I bought it. I mean, you know, my father made it very clear that this is not a need, this is a want. I mean, you need a mode of transportation. You don't need this. So don't use your paycheck money to work on it. Because if your paycheck money runs out, then you got to sell it. So it's your toy, use toy money, and if you think you're going to afford to have the car and pay somebody else to work on it, you're probably sadly mistaken. So you better figure out how to work on this stuff. So that's what I did. Really, nobody works on it. Nobody works on it. Other than my friend Mike, who builds all our engines. Even the cars we build on our YouTube channel, we do it all ourselves. You know, the cutting of the metal, welding floors, doing all that. That's all done right in my house. But the machine work, I don't have the equipment. To this building last night, we were about an hour behind schedule. You know, but it's fine. Everything worked out okay. He let me, like I said, let me put it in there, and everything worked out just fine. The car started up this morning, but we'll be leaving this area. We're gonna head from here tomorrow, if not later today. We're gonna head out to Panama City to catch up with the family of the second owner. And then Wednesday, we're going to Rich and Kenny's childhood home, Alabama Avenue. And the guy that lives there is taking a day off, and we're gonna put this car right back in the workshop where it came from.
Yeah. Wednesday's day is supposed to rain.
Wednesday in the morning. Here, it looks like bad. Yeah, there it's about a 30% chance in the morning and then showers. But we're this close, we gotta do it. The car hasn't been wet in probably 20 years.
That's what you kept telling me. I said, well, damn, hope it don't rain when it comes.
I said to Joe when we pulled it out of the trailer, it was all humid and foggy. I said, I don't take the car out in it.
Yesterday was beautiful, the day before was beautiful, and then Thursday is supposed to be back to nice, back in the 70s. Today's supposed to be, I don't know, 85,
Yeah.
up is 80.
Yep. Where are we going?
Well, where'd you want to go?
Want to go to your house, Glenridge Drive?
Well, we'll go that way then.
How they're gonna have to fix this parking lot if they got people pulling in here. Tell me where I'm going.
Straight up all the way to the top of the Capitol is and hang a right.
Okay. First, third, fourth, nice and smooth.
Yep. So that's about as the hill was down that road.
Yeah.
The hill my father, all four tires came off the ground.
Well, I tell you, with the 342 gears, it was tough to get it to move without looking like a jerk.
Yeah.
This is much easier, first gear's lower.
Take a ride at the light.
Who had the fastest car in town? Was that Hemi?
Well, might have been Kevin Kelly. He had that daggum Corvette split window.
Oh, okay.
His father used to have a dealership in Monticello. But he was a grade or so above me, so I wasn't really good friends with him except when I go to the shop or whatever. I didn't know him in high school. Like I said, I came from Blessed Sacrament, a small school with only 30, 40 people graduating, ninth grade. So, and then we went to Leon High School, which had 305,000 people there or whatever.
These years wanting to meet you, now I have you in the passenger seat of the car in your hometown. Sometimes it pays to be crazy.
Yeah?
I guess.
Well, you're still young enough, you can do all that.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things Joe and I were talking about. You know, you guys aren't getting any younger, we're not getting any younger. It's a lot of work, and you know something? Keep procrastinating, you're gonna keep saying I coulda, shoulda, woulda. And
I know.
I do the first, third, fourth now. I can do that with the steep gears and the transmission. Yeah, burn it up, burn it up.
More place has got 2 lights up on the right.
Tie. Didn't we pass this?
On the way in, I think.
How did you come in? You said you were on 319.
319? To learn how to drive stick.
Yeah.
Glen Ridge Drive. What are we looking for? 2128.
It's at the top of the hill on the left.
Man, oh man. There it is with the white.
Yep. That's it. See, all this used to be woods. And that's where my brother pushed that daggum car across the street in the woods, and it was found about 20-something years later.
Wow, there it is. Was this circle drive always here?
Yeah, but it was asphalt.
Not concrete.
And my father put the concrete in years later.
I'm gonna turn around and we'll come back up. And this car sat anywhere.
Yeah.
We stopped at Jeff's childhood home in Jeff's childhood car. He said the day he brought the car home, he was going around the block that we just went around with his buddies in the car and his brothers in the car to try to learn how to drive stick shift. 55 years ago. That's the house. We're gonna keep on cruising. This is so cool for me. There he is in the passenger seat. All right. But now we got fire trucks coming up. Not to jinx it, but I've done a fair amount of preventative maintenance on this car before this trip. All new rubber brake hoses, repacked the wheel bearings, all new drivetrain fluids, rebuilt the carburetor. Can't have it acting crazy with the original owner in it. It'll be like, this is why I traded it in.
That's right.
This damn thing was a nightmare then.
And you can take it to the Ford place and buy a van.
Yeah, right. Tell you how to fix this. Park it right here, drive out of here with a van. Yep, that's how you fixed it.
Yeah, you can squeeze close.
Always been there.
Yeah. All this stuff's been here. Except this was just a field back then. Not all the people had cars back then in 69, 70.
Right.
This was just a grass field, and more baseball field training camp here.
You never parked right on. Was this not parking here, or this was?
No, faculty.
Oh, okay.
You see, they built that gym. There used to be the silver building there. It used to be my gym. And then a year or so afterwards, they built that gym.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and I love the school. This is really,
Leon High
you
School.
don't think much of it.
This is where Jeff went,
It looks like it's cruising.
and Jeff drove the car.
I gotta tell Joe, I said,
Leon High
they
School.
have air conditioning.
Amazing.
Every room, every other room, or a couple of them have window air conditioning.
And this car used to come to this school in 1969 and 70. Okay.
Here's where St. Thomas More is, right here at the light.
Okay.
This is where we always start the race.
Oh, really?
It wasn't 3-lane back there, it was only 2-lane.
Okay.
This is where we always start the race, right here. And that's where I got married, that church.
Oh, okay.
And we'd race from here.
You race uphill right there?
Yep, start right there. They didn't have a red light down here. We keep on going a little bit farther.
Uh-huh.
It's doing 120 something miles right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No wonder why you burned your brakes up.
That's what I'm saying. Burned the brakes out, didn't knock the tires though.
turn around and do it again?
Do what?
The race? Or you just keep cruising?
No, go to McDonald's. Pull into McDonald's.
Okay. This is it. You would go ripping down this road in this car.
Yeah. There wasn't much going on past the McDonald's up here. McDonald's up here on the left.
Okay.
And there wasn't much going on past there. Ocala Road was.
Oh shit.
You see those other cars going up there. That's as far as it really went.
Yep. We're in the old stomping grounds. It's amazing. I don't have any idea where the hell we are in relation to South Monroe Street.
See, that used to be the McDonald's there.
This was where you would go?
Yep. Same parking lot and everything.
Really?
I guess they put that Whataburger in, I don't know, about a dozen years
What is it, Wonderburger?
Huh?
Wonderburger?
Whataburger.
Oh.
Whataburger. It's just down the fence of that here.
I wonder how they...
And the 442, of course, is more expensive.
Yeah. I wonder how they ended up with this car, the dealership. Did somebody order it and never pick it up?
No.
It just came in. Oldsmobile made it and just sent it to them.
As far as I know.
Yeah. And that, that might be because, this engine package Oldsmobile wanted to support, factory race teams. And the 68 and 69 442 with the 400, it just wasn't as competitive in its class as this was. So Oldsmobile was trying to get some of these out on the road, but it just wasn't a great seller. It was not a great seller.
This is where the car's Pontiac place was, right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that was the driveway. You go down. That's where they did the body shop is down there.
Okay.
Police station right there. And that's where we had to go to report the car being damaged.
Oh, really? Yeah, right, because you did damage to somebody else's car too.
I never saw him again. And over the years, I've done a lot of work on the FAMU campus. Over the years, I did a lot of work on FSU campus over the years.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of restaurants and stuff on the campus, and the stadium. It's a real nice stadium we got here. And I did a lot of work on the stadium, restaurants in the stadium. For my buddy who has that GT500.
Uh-huh.
He was a building contractor. He's a couple years older than me. And back in 68, 69, he's a couple years old. Like I said, he had a Corvette for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to sell that to start his business.
But it doesn't look like it did, right? It's a whole new building and everything?
Yeah, they remodeled it a few years ago. They remodeled it a few times.
Can we get out that way?
Yeah.
We're gonna take a picture of it right in front of the showroom.
One sec.
So the crew, we just took a quick ride over to Tallahassee Ford. That's where this car was traded in 71.
Next light, hang a right.
And then we're gonna go.
I used to live down the road.
We're gonna go cruising over to where Jeff lived when he owned this car. So this is a big deal. This is where Jeff's story actually ended. He traded the car in here in 71 and basically never saw it again.
I bought a couple of, I remember I custom ordered a van up here.
For work?
No, it was pleasure.
Oh, okay.
That was when, that was after, I think, TV show The A-Team.
Uh-huh.
And I ordered it blue, and it wouldn't come in blue. It was a medium blue. And I wound up getting, it was black. and I forget what year it was. And I put all the gold rims on it, gold racks and ladders.
Yeah.
Everything was gold. People used to call me Darth Vader.
We pulled it off. We pulled this off. I always say it. I say a couple words and then I walk away and I stop. It went without a hitch.
Amazing. Better than it could have gone.
Mike Wester, the guy that owns the building, above board. Rich and Ken were here to help out. Jeff showed up. Forget it. You won't see any of this. This is big stuff. So we're just gonna take it all in another couple minutes. You've already seen around the offices. Tomorrow's another big day. Off to Panama City to see the family of Lou Childers, the second owner. He's the one that bought it at Tallahassee Ford and brought it over to Panama City. Tired of holding the phone up. Gonna go back to the hotel, and you know what? It's Miller time.